Hey, welcome to BSB TV. Once again, Kevin Gamming. Today I've got with me Mark Mason from Superb Learning. Mark has an education background. Tell us a little bit more about yourself, Mark.
So can we start that again?
Matthew, see, we can't start that again. This is live TV, and I don't have Mark at all. I've got Matthew, and Luke and John are going to come along any minute now. And then we've got the start of the New Testament. Gee, I think we almost got away with that. Every now and again, live TV. We're not going to delete the first 33 seconds here, but over to you. Tell us more about yourself, Matthew.
Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, so as I said, I'm Matthew Mason. Founder and Chief Learning Architect at Superb Learning. So we're a digital learning agency and helping coaches and consultants really sort of take their knowledge and turn it into digital products that's going to give them the ability to then scale their business and really have that impact that they want to see in the world. So that's what we're doing.
Fantastic. Have you got a program for remembering names? It seems like I need that one. But not worrying about that. So try to get your message across in a really short period of time, whether you're a coach or a consultant or whether you're in an IT business or whether you're doing websites, you need to get your message across faster and faster and faster, because it seems like it's just harder these days.
It is. I mean, people talk about how we've got we have a shortened attention span. I don't necessarily know whether that's, there's some research that sort of suggests that we don't actually have an attention span of a goldfish. We've actually still got a decent attention span. But what it is that there's so many factors that are, impacting on our attention that are coming in that are, disrupting what we're doing. We've got, emails, Facebook, Twitter, people are accessing information that's popping up on their computers. Their phones are going off. If you've got a smart watch, then you're probably getting notifications on your watch, so that's all of the technology. And then you've also just got the physical things of, your kids coming into the room if you're working from home or if you're in an office, and people come by and want to have a chat to you and stuff. So there's all of these other factors there that just keep interrupting us. And also, we are busy. We're certainly very busy with everything that we're doing, and don't necessarily have the time to sit down and go, okay, well, I need to, consume some content. I think if I said to someone, okay, make a choice, you've got to, consume an hour's worth of content right now, or I'll give you, 12 pieces of content that you can consume in 5 minutes. Which one are you going to do? They're probably going to pick the 12 pieces of content in 5 minutes, same amount of time, but just it gives them ability to do it in between different things that they're doing, and they're not, if they do get distracted, then they can easily, come back to it in a short time.
Just come back to that. And I think that's a really important thing. We are consuming more concentrated content that takes a shorter time period, because we feel that we're always between different things. And we actually know that there's a spike in the activity on our group around the time when mothers and fathers are picking up kids from school, because they're sitting in the car, they're waiting. They haven't got 20 minutes to go and watch a video. They've only got a very short period of time. So it really is. It's that combination of more pressing. There's a higher number of pressing demands and also greater distraction, and that's one clear thing. So what are the three? What's a 3-point strategy that you would have to help us to get a clearer message across?
Yeah. Well, the first point is that you want to focus on one thing, one problem. You don't want to go, okay, right, I'm going to try and get some information across to you. I've got to try and help you solve 6 problems. You want to really just focus on a single individual problem. And we see this quite easily when you look at YouTube being the second most searched search engine that's used, because people go, oh, how do I change a washer on my tap? How do I, change oil in my car? How do I tie a tie? What do? Got a problem? Okay. And we'll go and find a solution, and they go to YouTube. Same sort of thing. We want to have a focus on just a single problem and be delivering, and just be laser focused on that, and make sure that what we're delivering is just relevant to solving that one problem. So
absolutely.
That's the first point. Yeah.
Absolutely. And for me, it's something that's so easy to think that you're doing but you're not. As soon as you go, hey, okay, so I'll do a show on this, blah, 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 and delete anything after and. Because, you know, if this problem has two parts to it, elevate those and only solve one of them rather than the two.
Yep, that's it. Yeah. So because we've only got a short time frame, there's no point going, right, to solve the problem is, you know, there's this, or to you know, it might be a bigger problem, but that bigger problem could actually be broken down into smaller problems and go, okay, first thing we need to do is to solve this small problem and go from there. So that's the first one.
So one clear problem. That's the first thing.
Second part is to then take that problem and get even more focused on it. And I think if you look at the concept of the Pareto principle, where 20% of your output results, or 20% of something, you know, results in an 80% return. Same sort of thing when we're looking at learning. There's probably 20% of that key piece of information that is going to generate 80% of the knowledge and skills that we require. So again, go back to that single problem and go, right, well, what is that really core stuff? What's that 20%? And just focus on that. You know, there's always the ability to say, oh, here's some other research, here's some other information, and give that will sort of fill up that other, you know, cover the other 80%. But we're talking about in a very short time frame. Then Pareto principle, 20-80, focus on the 20% of that problem.
Yeah. Focus on that nucleus that's going to help the most people at once. And the third part.
And the third part then is to take all of that and wrap it up in a story or in a framework. You know, if you think about stories, people remember stories more than they remember facts. You know, it's like, you know, go and tell someone statistics around stuff, well, probably not going to remember it. You know, I still remember that, you know, Battle of Hastings was in 1066 because I remember the story of King Harold getting shot in the eye, and, you know, that's the story. But there's other historical dates I can't remember because there's not a story attached to it. So where you can, put it into some sort of a story or, you know, an analogy that you can use. Or if you
we
can't
talked
do
a little
that,
bit about that, and we started drifting onto Aesop's fables, right? Now, 2,500 years ago, and it's funny, if we started mentioning the tortoise and the hare, you guys already know what we're talking about.
Yes.
Just keep going, right?
Yep.
So you don't need the whole story. They're shortcuts, and that's really what stories are.
Yeah.
The framework, let's talk about that.
Yeah, and then that's the other part. If you can't do a story, look at some sort of a framework, you know. So again, you want to keep this simple. Well, you know, what's a good framework to keep it simple?
Principle, right?
That's it. Keep it simple. Stupid. Thanks.
Hey, I'm the one who called you the wrong name. I don't blame you for that.
That's it. Yeah. You know, SMART goals. You know, in marketing, and also when we're talking about learning as well, there's also, you know, like the AIDA principle of, you know, attention, interest, desire, you know, action. So all of these, you know, if you've got a framework, it just gives that piece of your mind to sort of wrap onto something, to grab onto it, and go, okay, yes, I can remember that. Yes. Oh, when I'm setting goals, there's 5 things. What are those 5 things? Oh, that's right. They've got to be SMART, and you go through, you know, specific, measurable, actionable, you know, whatever it is, relevant, time-based, you know, and they chop and change. But it gives you that ability to remember things. So whether it's a framework, and then you know, or a mnemonic, or you know, it's like colors of the rainbow,
the story, and the story.
Yeah, that's it.
So 3 core things. So it's so hard because we have so many different distractions these days.
Yes.
The 3 core, the fast 3 things is: 1, have absolutely one clear goal. 2, use Pareto. If you can only get 20% of your message across, which 20% is going to have the maximum impact? And 3, think about the framework of how you're going to produce that. Is that going to be a story, or is there going to be a mnemonic, or is there going to be an alliteration where it's going to be easy for people to remember?
Yep, that's exactly it. And again, if we take it back to bring up Aesop's fables again, okay, we want to solve one problem where people just need to keep going. Right, well, I could tell them the whole story. Hang on, don't have time. So I'm going to cut down, and I'm just going to give them the 20% of the tortoise and the hare story that's important. You know, the rest of it is nice, but not necessarily important. and obviously wrapping that up in a story, and people are probably then going to remember. So that's a great example of how we can actually put all of those 3 points together.
And absolutely. So thank you very much for your time today. I'm sure that's going to be helpful for people. Now, you have some other information, more detailed information about this, I'm sure.
Yeah, look, we've certainly got a number of different things on our website, a number of articles, etc. Blog articles on our website, superblearning.com.au, where we can go and access and find out about how to we've got an article there about the AIDA principle and other things around how to build learning in such a way that is actually going to have impact, that's going to engage people and create that learning experience. So that's one of the big things, that needs to be an experience for people so that they'll remember it.
Fantastic. So I'm going to encourage you to put that AIDA principle blog, share that into the commentary here a little bit later on, so people have something that they can go to that'll follow through to your site, and they can find out more about you and what you do. Thanks very much for your time today.
Not a problem.
Thanks, Matthew.